Okay, let's. All right, welcome everyone to a new episode. Today we have a double episode. So I'm so honored to have with me Nita Menezes. And this is such a great conversation. I've been looking forward to this one very much. I want to congratulate you on your book, which is Be Financially Smart, and the incredible work you do as to provide a modern guide for women around money. Welcome, my dear Nita.
Thank you so much, Dr. Hynd. It's a pleasure being here and to spread more about the financially smart movement.
Ah, yes. What I think it's incredible is to be bold and to actually use money and finance and just speak about it. So, can you tell us how did you get that power and that audacity to talk about the subject that we all want and love, yet we don't talk about it?
Ah,
Uh,
me talking about money came from a very, very different kind of an aspect. Actually, I was a science student
okay,
and I wanted to be a doctor. So,
really?
and
Uh-huh.
I started working very early. I used to teach and I had some money. But when my dad retired, he decided, he said that why are you putting your money in the bank or somewhere? Why not invest it? And I was just 18 to 19 years at that point of time. But the first investment that I did turned out to be a Ponzi scheme
Oh,
where I lost all my
sorry.
money, my capital, not just me, but my dad. And
Oh,
that's when I was, oh my God. In fact, I was left with a yellow colored hair dryer, which turned out to be the most expensive investment of my lifetime.
oh my God.
So with post-dated checks in my hand, which never encashed,
Uh,
capital lost, and a yellow color hair dryer. That
oh.
actually turned the entire way I looked at money. And I said, why did my dad, who I thought was an accountant, who
Hmm.
knows about money, who's a commerce
Yes.
student, and all other people like him. My dad was retiring and he
Mm.
put his money into the same scheme. And
Ah,
there were so many other people out there, Dr. Hynd, who were retiring, who had borrowed money and put it into the scheme, and all of them lost their money. And I was just 18 years old, and I said, oh, I'm 18, but I thought these people should have
true.
understood it better, right?
Yeah. It
So
hurts.
that's
It
where I
hurts.
said
Mm.
I want to understand what is this important but very crazy thing called money. And I
Uh-huh.
decided to be a financial doctor.
That and because the word needed you. Your dad
Absolutely. It was a
advised
calling.
for it. Ah, yeah,
And so
because
I
that
completed
means
my
so much too
studies, but
much.
simultaneously I started working on this.
Okay, so I love that. I love that. I love this. I love the why. The why is so like, I can see
Yes.
all this hurts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because we always feel women don't understand about money, men understand about money. So my mom was a housewife. She gave up her job for kids. My dad used to handle everything, but I realized back then, this was somewhere in the 1992, 94.
Mhm.
At that point of time, I realized, we knew about saving.
Yeah,
We were very good. Women are very good in saving.
that's so
But
true.
when it comes to investing,
Mm.
it's like, oh, the man is the person who decides everything. And then I said, oh, the man also doesn't understand. And the more I started meeting people, I realized that it is just about understanding money is a tool and how do we use it. And it's about the money mindset that we have
Yes.
as women.
Yeah,
And
that's
that
true.
completely changed. Yeah.
It is true because we always think that, as a financier, you know that you never invest in things that you don't understand.
All
But
right.
women will always say, I don't understand, so I don't invest in them. But men, they're like, I don't understand. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to say that I don't understand. I'll still
So
go
they
for it.
fake it till they make it.
Yes, it doesn't
I have
work.
seen conversations where I have, had so many meetings with people. And I see the man, he says, okay, I understand everything, but he's open to even ask questions. But as a woman, they say, no, fine, he's better at it, so let him handle. So I used to insist that when I go for a meeting, the husband and the wife be there together and just listen. And I would make it as simple as possible. Because believe me, I've seen the financial industry is made, which I have observed, was made more for men by men. And so
Okay.
women, step behind, because what was talked about was talked about returns, IRR, YTMs, jargons thrown out. And so women felt a little, what you could say, one, they
Overwhelmed.
had that guilt that, how
Yeah.
can I talk about money? Second, it was the
Yeah.
mindset that was coming from childhood. And third,
Yes.
they felt they did not understand these complex jargons.
Yes. And they are all jargons. And you say it so well. Like they really are.
Yes,
I mean, I always say, don't be fooled by those very sophisticated words. It's quite
absolutely.
simple. Yeah.
I
Mm.
always tell my women, man is not a financial plan. You are amazing savers. You can be good investors. And believe me, when I have started helping women, understand the concepts, understand what's important, I told them you don't need to go and decode a mutual fund or a stock. You first need to understand budgeting. You need to understand your cash flows. You need to understand what is enough.
Mm.
And women are much better savers and investors. They are long-term investors,
Mm.
because once they understand something, once they are clear, they are able to do a much better job.
That's true. So let's go back to the basics. And I love the way you approach it because you really help women from start that they don't know anything. Like if you were to talk to someone who doesn't understand anything yet, she wants to make money, she wants to go into that. Where do you start? What's the
So I start from the very basics,
Mhm.
about saying that money is a very important tool.
Uh-huh.
And when it comes to women, I tell them money is a power of choice. Everyone talks today about financial freedom and they say, oh, I want to retire by 30. I say, that's not financial freedom.
That's not.
Financial freedom is nothing but the power of choice. So whether you are a housewife, whether you are a working woman, whether you are an entrepreneur, what you need is the power of choice, where you need to make financial decisions and empowered financial decisions. So
Yeah.
I go to the base by telling them that our life is a sum of all the decisions that we take daily.
Yes.
Whether you want to travel abroad, whether you want to ensure that your children are well educated, whether you want that expensive bag, all that is a matter of choice,
Mm.
and all that are decisions. Now, if you make empowered financial decisions, and most of the decisions lead to finance, lead to money. You
Okay.
can't live without money. You cannot also say that I don't want money.
Mm.
So you are going to make financial decisions, and if you're able to make empowered and financial decisions, that will help you make life choices.
Yes.
And that is the entire basis of understanding money, which is such an important tool. It's not the
So
means to an end. It's a
mm,
tool, but
it is
you
a,
need to know how to use this tool smartly.
I
So
love
that's the
that.
basis of the entire
It
thing.
is a tool. It's not the end. It's a tool.
Absolutely. And
No.
you should not be a slave to money.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
have to control your money. Don't let money control you. That's where people go wrong.
Mhm. And I love you said you don't want to run after money because this is not the objective. It just
Absolutely.
comes your way. I want to come back to something very powerful, important you said. You said you make a choice between where to put the money, where to invest it, where to spend it, or to buy an expensive bag. Can you advise more about these differences and how good is it to go after luxury goods or to actually put the money to work for you? Mm.
See, I say it's no harm. It's again your choice. It's each one is an individual.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I love investing in experiences. So if you
Okay.
say I would love to go scuba diving with my family,
Yeah.
rather than expensive, spend that on an expensive bag or some kind of a thing, or luxury products. Now
Yeah.
that's my choice, but there's someone else who would say, no, I cannot do those kinds of things. I would love to spend my money somewhere else. So
Mm.
based on your value for money, first you need to understand your relationship with money.
Yes.
So whenever I meet clients first, and especially not just women, it's everyone, in fact, financial planning and personal finance is gender agnostic. So I
Mhm.
ask them this first question: what is important about money to you?
Yes.
And believe me, a lot of people have never thought of this question.
Yes.
They're like, yeah, money is important. I said, okay, what does it bring to you? Does it bring to you? See, there could be different things.
Yeah.
So some women say money will bring to me confidence.
Okay.
Someone
Yeah.
says money gives me power. Whereas someone says money is just, something that is keeping me secure.
Secure, right? Yes.
Right. So security, for someone it's security, for someone it's freedom, for someone it's power. So everyone is unique and each person has a different relationship to money.
Mm.
Once they understand that, then I go to my next step, but
Mhm.
I ask them, what do you want your money to do for you? Because I've seen clients earning money till age 80, 85. They want to go on that vacation, but by that time the money is earned and collected and invested, and
And they
they
never
don't have the
did.
health. Yeah, they
Yes.
don't have the health. They want
Ah,
to buy
that
that
is so
luxury
sad.
car and they're saving and investing here, but they don't know how much is enough. And they're
Ah,
still stuck in that, so that's what is important.
it is sad though to see that. And I love the way you answered so brilliantly to the choice between a luxury good or an experience, because what remains when we look back, it's really what
Absolutely.
we have felt and experienced in life, and not really what we
Absolutely.
carry. Like, who cares what color is your bag or your brand? That's so true. Yeah.
Absolutely. In fact, I tell youngsters as well today, so my first book, which I had written, I deal with a lot of women, but yes, I
Mm.
also consult a lot of clients, which include even families. So
Yes.
my aim actually is to build a financially smart movement where
I
it's
love
not
that.
just local, not just, global, but now global. And
Yeah.
that's why I'm here to spread this message, because I
Yes.
feel everyone needs money. And why I wrote this first book for women, because I said if a woman understands about money, she can speak about money at the home with her children. She
Yes.
can have family conversations on money. And
Absolutely.
and believe me, one important thing about money is time.
Okay,
You
tell us
need
more.
to, yeah, you need to give time for your money to grow,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
Because it's like, planting a seed. You
Mm.
can't just plant a seed and go on checking it over 6 months, 3 months, because today people don't understand what is time. They feel, oh, long term means 1 year or 2 years.
Yes.
No, investing requires time. Investing requires compounding, and
Yes.
that is the most important, the important asset when it comes to to growing your money. So if you want to grow your wealth, you can't put it in a bank, which will
Mm.
give you a very low interest rate.
Yeah.
You can't put it into some instrument which will just give you, maybe, which will not even beat inflation. So
Hmm.
inflation is the growing, the cost of goods that is growing on a
Yes.
regular basis.
Mhm.
So when you invest, you need to ensure that you beat inflation.
Mm.
So even when you're
And
planning for your child's
doesn't that mean
education,
that
which is,
you will be taking more risk when
sorry.
you? Isn't that, does it mean that you will be taking more risks?
Absolutely. So basically, what you need to do is, see, risk is important, but
Hmm.
there is risk management as well. And that's where financial planning comes in place.
Okay.
So the first step, if I have to go through financial planning, it's about understanding where you are today.
Okay.
Okay. So where have you invested? What are your investments? What are your savings? What are the assets you have?
Hmm.
Once you know where you are today, the next step is the why,
Hmm.
right? And then comes the how.
Okay.
The product is the last thing.
So where you are today, then
It's
why are you investing?
Yes, the
Then you look
how,
for the
and
how,
then the what. Yeah, the what is the
and
final
then
thing.
the
So it
what.
is actually,
Okay.
yeah, it's where you are today, then it's the why, how, and the what.
Okay.
So
Why,
once you know
how,
I
and
am
what.
here today, I'm having this much, I know where I want to go,
Hmm.
then I will start my plan.
Okay.
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 Once I understand, okay, these are all my investments, now I put a process in place. For a client, what I do is I understand, okay, you want to achieve your child's educational goal, where you want your child to go for an MBA maybe 10 years down the line.
Hmm.
So how do you plan that? Now 10 years is a long term. So
Hmm.
you need to know that your investment also beats inflation. You can't keep the money in the box at home and say the money will grow.
Never, because it never grows. It maybe go backward. Actually, you to use it, you're like, it's not worth the same anymore. I agree. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I
Then you will not be able to put it in a bank, which will be giving you around 3% or 4%. In India, in a savings account, we get around 3%.
So isn't 3% one of the safest choice? So when somebody doesn't want to take too much risk, they can keep it there and forget about it.
No, but the inflation is around 6%, 6 to 7%. So you're actually not making any money.
Oh, well, thank you for this clarification. You see,
Yes.
because that's what we always think. We're like, okay, the safest thing, you go to treasury bonds, you go to put it in the bank, and you're like, okay,
So
that's fine.
globally, it's different. But if I have to talk about India, and yes, as I said, anywhere you have to beat inflation. If your inflation
Yes.
is 6%, if you want to make wealth, you
Mhm.
have to invest above that limit,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
Then comes
Exactly.
fixed deposits here that we have in India,
Yes, fixed
where the
deposits.
return is a
We have
little
it
higher.
everywhere in the world. Okay.
All right.
Uh-huh.
Then comes, bonds, equity
Bonds.
mutual funds, and so
Yes.
many other debt mutual funds, equity mutual funds, and that's where you take the higher risk.
Yeah.
So in risk management plan, the first thing you have to ensure that your risk is taken care of.
Oh, okay.
So we always recommend having an emergency fund. Like we had COVID recently.
Mm.
Okay, a lot of people lost their jobs.
Yeah.
A
Mm.
lot of divorces happened.
Mm.
A
So they
lot
need
of
to have
people.
money they can access
So that
anytime.
money can be kept in savings or FD,
Mm.
which can be accessed within 24 hours, or a liquid mutual fund or whatever that we have here.
And how much in terms of percentage do people should keep for that emergency
So
fund?
there are various formulas for that. But
Mhm.
in my book, and also I talk to my clients, I have a 6 jar method, which was actually coined by T. Harvey Eker.
I think everybody needs to buy your book. This is not even like everyone watching us. I have questions, so I'm gonna come
Absolutely.
back to
So
them.
I can
So
just
Dr.
share the
Lakshmi,
book.
yes. So let me see it again, please. Can you show it to
Yeah.
us? Where can we find it? Is it in Amazon?
Yes, it's Amazon, it's everywhere, it's across in every bookstore, and it's available globally.
That's amazing. The Modern Women's Guide that
Yes.
we
And
need
I'm also
so
building
badly.
a workshop on
Thank
it.
you.
Yeah,
Thank you for doing this. Like
you're
really,
welcome.
thank you. Ah, so okay. So then they have the emergency fund, and you have your
Yes. So we
method.
have the
We're
six
talking about the
jar
method.
method where we save
Mhm,
the first amount. So I always believe that we should also enjoy our money, because
mhm.
I'm a person who is not, I don't like to be boring. I don't like to tell. So I have a 20-year-old son, and I will not tell him, don't
Oh,
enjoy your money.
20-year-old son. Oh my
Yes.
God, that's like a baby. Ah,
Ah.
yeah, it's so early. That's incredible. Incredible.
So
Okay.
thank you. So I
Mm,
told, I that's why when I reach out to youngsters, I feel it's what they need to have is to have a system, a
yeah.
method.
Mm,
So when your money comes in, you can put it to 6 jars. Where
mm,
is one where you
mm.
can actually save your money. Now, whatever your cash flows are, so the 6 jars are built in such a way, which is explained
Absolutely.
very well in my book, but I'll just give you a overall kind of
Okay.
a thing. So one is like the emergency fund that you will require,
Mhm,
which you may need in 6 months, a year, or whatever,
mhm,
right? The second jar could be something where is your necessities.
mhm.
Okay. And sorry, it will not be the second jar. The necessities jar will be the first jar, where
The
your
first
food,
one, like
shelter,
your
all those
life,
things will be in that. Yeah.
living requirements, what you need to
Yes,
live.
because you need food, you need everything else, right?
Yes, you need electricity, you need water, you need everything. You need gas for your car. Okay, and necessity. Okay.
Right. Then
Mhm.
comes the second jar where you say, this is the jar that I'm going to fill it, shut it, forget it.
Good.
It's the
I
long
like
term.
it. And we really need to forget it because often we don't forget it. We're like, I know it's just there. I know the jar is there. Yeah.
So that is not for the luxury items. That is not for the other things, but those are the goals that you mentioned in your, you
Mm,
know, in your planning process.
okay.
Then comes, which I say, there is some where you need to invest in yourself,
Hmm.
because
Okay.
we need to keep upskilling. We need to also do a lot. You need to read a lot of books. You need to do a lot of courses. Maybe you want to, upgrade yourself so that you also start earning more money, right?
Okay.
So invest in your own self.
Mm, absolutely.
So, I
Education,
also
training, whatever. Buying books like financially smart, like things like that. Yes,
absolutely.
I agree.
Then there is one for your short-term goals, which
Okay.
could be you want a car, you want to go on a vacation.
Mm,
So
good.
that small amount of money should go in that jar, and you could put this in percentages. Like you
Mm,
say, if you have, a lakh of rupees, 10% goes into each whenever you get your salary or whenever you get your income.
mhm, mhm.
Then the next jar is where you need to also give back to society.
Okay. Yeah.
So
We all
maybe
do that.
5%, it could be with your time or whatever.
Okay.
And one jar is where you are also, what I could say, pamper yourself.
We love that
That's
one.
the money which I want. If I want to buy my bag, I want to go for a spa, I want to go start accumulating that money. So it's just a method where you put your money. Suppose you earn a lakh, ensure you put 10%, or whatever, based on what age group you are, and you can do that as an entire cash flow system.
I love that.
So
This
that's
is so nice.
beautifully shared in this book, where with examples of how it has helped people,
Mhm.
and it has helped my clients a lot.
I'm sure it's amazing. I have a
It's a
question for you.
system. Yeah.
Can you please ask how a person with a saving of 10,000 can financially become strong?
See, as I said, anyone who wants to start has to start.
Okay.
The important thing is action. So even whether it's 10,000, a lakh, or a crore, first start with the cash flow.
Okay.
Start saving, investing.
Mhm.
Even if you start with a 500 rupees today, if I'm talking in Indian rupees or in dollars,
Mhm.
you know, start small, but be consistent and long term. So if you're having 10,000,
Mhm.
ensure you have a risk management plan, a health insurance,
Mhm.
because today a lot of money, in case of hospitalization or all those things, if you don't have a proper risk management, that is a health insurance plan, you will start pulling out money from these investments.
That's right.
So once you do your cash flows, I would say one step further, do your budgeting.
Mm.
What is your
Know how
income?
much money you need for your month,
Absolutely.
for your daily needs, actually. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then the remaining money has to go invested. So when you spend without guilt.
Yeah, and I agree with that because sometimes we do it blindly. I think that's what tough about finance. We don't want to see what's there. So like, okay, I'm just gonna spend and not see, and then I manage whatever happens.
So,
Yeah.
Dr. Hynd, the important thing is
Mm.
make your money work from you from your very first paycheck.
Yeah.
That's the formula. And pay yourself first is what I've been telling all my clients.
Absolutely.
You pay your
Absolutely.
maids, you pay everyone, but pay
Mm.
yourself, and that is your long term funding.
Yes.
That
Yeah,
creates
pay
your wealth.
yourself first. That's good because we always let go of ourselves and we don't want to call it sacrifice, but it's kind of that old belief of sacrificing ourselves. It's okay. I'm okay. I'm going to survive. I'm okay. But it catch up on us. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. So, financially smart movement is about, first, each one of us has to take a decision today. It is
Mm,
possible. We can do it. It is simple.
mm,
It's about having, so the entire movement is based on, first, education. You need to learn. It's not that complex, it's simple.
mm,
Second, it's about empowering yourself. But the
mhm.
most important thing is implementation.
Yes.
Because I've seen a lot of women, they agree with everything, but when it comes to implementation, they say, okay, I think, my husband will do it. But unless you start, you get that test drive. And
Yes.
believe me, you may fail. But if you have a good advisor, someone whom you can connect to, who understands you, who can talk to, that's the best thing. It's like a coach. We know what needs to be done,
Mm,
but even when it's our health, we don't go out and do there most of the times.
mm.
So,
Exactly.
it's about doing. It's not just about, so that's why the book is the first step. And I'm building an ecosystem where
I
it's not
love
just
that.
about doing, it's
Mm.
about actually implementing it.
It is about taking action, real action. Like, and
And
you
you'll
go
see
and
the difference. You'll see the difference. I have seen it over the years, how
Mhm.
my money started growing. As I said, when I started earning, so I'm a fellowship in life insurance. I worked with life insurance.
Uh-huh.
I did a lot of costly mistakes on my way, but when I learned from them, I moved and I started then working on this. And today I can see the difference, the wealth that it has made.
Oh, congratulations. That's incredible. I have a question here
Yeah.
about where can we find the book? Can you tell us again, Nita?
So it can be found on Amazon, it can be found on Flipkart, it can be found just, you can just write Nita Menezes or Be Financially Smart. The
Okay.
book will appear. And it's available in all bookstores across India. I mean, across the globe, not just India, in UK, Paris, everywhere.
Ah, a star. I love that. Oh, it's
It's also
amazing.
the PDF is also available. I mean, the
Mhm.
audiobook I'm working on. Let me see, because a
Woo,
lot of people
amazing. Yeah,
told
because
me I
that's
want an
easy. Then we can
audiobook.
just listen to you walking. Yeah.
Absolutely. Because I believe in audiobooks as well. So
Yeah.
someone approached me, "Ki, why don't you do an audiobook?" I said, yes, that's the next one which is coming in. But I'm also working on a podcast, Dr. Hynd, where I'll
Oh,
be
good.
talking on these things for women.
We
Each
need you.
chapter
We
will be
need your
talked about.
voice. We need it. And I know a lot of people watching us, and it's really a conversation that keeps on coming. It's about time to take off that veil around not talking about money, because we need just to face it now. Yeah. And it's
Absolutely.
okay. And it's okay to say, I want to make money. It's all right. Yeah.
Why? Absolutely. We all need it. Everyone needs
Yeah.
it. And we need to have these money conversations at home.
Yes.
You know, so I was talking about it's not taught in schools, but I say no, the first teacher is the mother, the father. So we need to ensure we start these money conversations at home, because our kids growing out there, they need to have a healthy, wealthy, and stress-free lifestyle.
Yes.
And if we are able to control our money and not let money control us, believe me, there'll be so many of our students, so many of our young adults, so many of our elders who are not stuck in jobs they do not like, not
Yes.
stuck in marriages they do not like, not stuck in places where they are, forced to because they don't have a choice.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
money is this powerful tool which can help them do that.
And I love the way you said it, and it's spot on. I mean, like a lot of women get stuck in not only job but also in relationships, in marriages, because
Absolutely.
they don't know how to do otherwise. And it's about time to understand that they can learn how to create their own economy and reach that freedom of being. And it starts with finance, actually.
Right, absolutely. In fact, when the first time I decided to write the book, I used to do a lot of workshops, I used to do a lot of sessions. But
Hmm.
during COVID, when a friend of mine lost her husband, and I
Mm.
had been talking to her about, understanding about money, and she said, "No, Anita, everything is taken care of. You don't worry. We women," and she was in a working in a well corporate job, had
Mhm.
everything. So she was. I said, "Okay." I mean, it's as a salesperson, if she felt that maybe I was too salesy, I said, "Okay."
Mm.
But I kept telling her. But I realized when she lost her husband,
Mm.
she was unaware. I was the first person she called. And she
Oh,
said, "Now I need your help. I don't know what to do. Can you help me?" And it took us months to get things in order,
wow. And it's beautiful. You're doing
because
so much good.
where she thought everything was invested, there was a lot of borrowings that had happened, a lot of
Mm.
loans taken, and then she did not know whether to grieve or take care of things, a lot
Mm.
of things. And that's when I said this is required by every woman. She may not think about it today, but when she requires it, at least if she comes across this book, she knows what's to be done.
That's true.
So when I say, I always tell, whenever I meet people now, I say, no, don't wait for things to happen.
No.
Being a financially smart woman or a financially smart person is about just being alert and aware.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So
I
be
agree.
ready when things, then you can step in. Otherwise, at that point of time, you are in a very vulnerable situation, and anyone would come and offer you schemes and things, products, and you would say, "Oh, this would make money." And I know of one of my clients who mentioned to me, Nisha, someone, she came through me to someone, and she told me, "Kinita, I handed over the money that my husband left with me for my son,
Mm.
thinking he would do a better job, but
Mm.
we lost more than three-fourths of that money because
Wow.
he put it into some risky investments, which he thought, I mean, it was not that he did it out of,
Yeah.
just, you know, but he was also not informed.
Mm.
And someone told him this would double your money,
Mm.
right? So we also need to ensure. So my book also talks about the various red flags.
Mm. Yes. And
You
don't
know,
put everything in one bag. I mean,
yes,
invest smart. I mean, like there are rules that you need to understand that are 40%, you don't put it in a big risk and you just don't risk it all. You can
absolutely. I
take
mean,
one.
see, there should be money to gamble and there should be money to invest. So
Exactly.
after you've done your investing, then think if you want to, you're okay with even, losing your money.
Exactly. And you have to be okay and, don't make it hurt you too much. Absolutely. Yeah, and we have a lot of beautiful comments here. I love it when you say, "Don't let money control us." I think
Thanks,
spot
Alma.
on. 100% agree. Experiences enrich us, most of us. Here we have
Absolutely.
finance, vision, and leadership beautifully aligned. So it speaks to everyone. And I think this conversation can last for the whole day and we won't be finishing. But we come into the end, and I
Absolutely.
always ask my guests about their own understanding on leadership. You led your way to understanding finance, and you lead in so many women in this incredible, important subject that is money and finance. What can you tell us about the way you see leadership and you extract the definition from your own journey?
For me, leadership is about being practicing it yourself.
Mm.
And that's what I have done. Okay, I have seen the costly mistakes myself. And then I had two options. One, to say, oh my God, I can't do this. And, money is bad. Or the second option is to get out and say, no, this is a very important tool. It can make a difference in your lives. And I always talk about leadership is something, lead the talk.
I love that.
What you do,
I love it.
because and build leaders along the way. That's what I always believe in. So my work is creating or building more financially smart leaders, financially smart ambassadors out there who can spread this message and make this a movement, because yes, we all deserve to lead a healthy, wealthy, and stress-free lifestyle. And
I love
why
it.
not? We have
Healthy,
one life.
wealthy. That's it. So let's spread that word and let's, postulate for a healthy, wealthy
And
lifestyle.
stress-free lifestyle.
And stress-free. Yes, and
Yes,
stress-free.
that's important.
I think when you have healthy and wealthy, you gotta have stress-free. It's just, like
Absolutely.
amazing. Thank you so much. This was fun. I love that. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you. I enjoyed it too. Pleasure being here.
Thank you everyone for being with us. This was really fun.